My name is Endevar, and this is All Mods 10 to the Sky. And for the last 3 episodes, we've been getting the productive bees going, and we finally, in the last one, got these 3 up and running. So we have Allmodium, Vibranium, and Unobtainium being auto-produced, and at the end of the last one, I didn't have these auto-processing into the final items, we just had the combs being produced. But I'm happy to say we got that done, but first let's have a look at the building. I did get a bit of a roof on this. I used a lot of glass and the glass slabs as well, just to make that a little bit different. And then we've gone again for the small calcite brick, just the stairs, slabs and walls of that, and I think that looks pretty good. So I'll probably get a few more of these done, not necessarily for the bees because we've got loads of space left for the bees, so we can choose them for some other type of farming, can't we? And the other thing I did was I've also put a little bit of light on here, so I've used these Luminax buttons, and you just craft these from the blocks. So Luminax blocks, nice and simple to create, and you just turn these into normal buttons and the light up like this. So that keeps all the mobs away at night, which is very good, and I think they look pretty cool as well and quite subtle. So I've also done a little bit of building out here. You'll notice that I got this roof in, and the windows are a bit of a mess at the minute because I've been experimenting with a few ideas. So this is how they were originally. I've just put all those white windows in there to match what we've got on here, and then I just tried messing around with a few designs. I'm still not 100% on what I'm going to do, so we'll get around to that. But I've also done this wall as well, and I've also started texturing it as well. And this exchanger, I love this exchanging gadget. So what I normally do is put like a palette down like this, and I can shift right click on it and then just point somewhere, and I can do this from a distance as well, which is always nice. So let's do a little bit of that. So I've got this wall in, and I've also got all the roof in as well. So from inside here now, it looks a lot cooler. So it's a little bit dark, definitely need to get some light up there, but when we look up, we have this like huge ceiling up there, and it looks really good. I love these separators in between as well. I'm not sure about the thing in the middle, and I was going to have some like a ceiling design up there, but I actually do quite like this as it is. We might get some wood up there just to break up the textures a little bit, but I think it's looking pretty good. And the other thing I really like about this is this big open thing here. I am going to put a window in here because, as you can see, this is where the sun sets, and we do have lots of options for glass. I've got all these like stained glass windows, so we definitely need to use some of those and get that up there. But we'll get to that at another time because I've got a lot more I want to get done today. So I think building wise, that is pretty much all I've done. The main thing I did is what I said I was going to do last time, and I've got this room set up. So I've got a load of centrifuges in here, and these basically take all of the combs that we've got coming out of that greenhouse. Those go straight into the A2 system, and all I'm doing down here, if we have a look, we have this export bus. And these are just exporting the ones that you want to export. And this is everything I'm producing at the minute, but doing it like this, it just means I can choose which ones I want to send out. So I've got a lot of space in there, so we can do a few more. And then from there, we have loads of modular routers, and all of these are basically just to send things into here. So we have puller modules taking everything out of here, and they're not set to a particular site. They'll just, whatever comes in will go to whatever's available. So the puller module brings it in, and then the distributor module sends it to a group of 8 of these. So this one will do these 8, this one these 8, and so on. I think there's one of them that only has 4. Yeah, that one there. And the rest of them all have 8. So once those are done, we have pipes on the back. And I've done it with pipes because these also produce honey as well. So the vibranium comb will produce wax. There's a 10% chance of the vibranium nugget, but it'll also produce liquid honey as well. So these pipes, the universal pipes, will take out the honey and all the items, and then send that just into the interface we've got down there. And we're not using this for auto stocking, this is just to send things back. So that's all of the bee stuff completely automated now, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And we do have all of that coming in, so we've got the unobtainium that's going up a little bit, the vibranium as well, so yeah, gotta be happy about that. And then at the other side, I've started putting in some of the hostile neural network stuff. So we have 3 down here at the minute. I did have pigs in this one, but I've got an absolute ton of pork chops now, which is ridiculous. Yeah, look at all that. 10,000 raw pork chops, which I have absolutely no need for, I don't think. Yeah, pretty sure I'm not going to need that ever. So I've taken that one out there. And the one I had originally was the wither. So I've got that in here now, and the nether stars are going well. So yeah, 1350 nether stars, and then in this one we've got the phantom, so we should have the phantom membranes coming through. Yeah, plenty of those. So this, nice and simple, we just have an interface that is stocking the prediction matrix. This one pulls them in and then sends them to all of these, so these are always stocked with these, and that is done with a crafting card as well. So I have the pattern for this set up, and it just crafts them when it needs them and exports them into here. The next one up pulls everything out of these 3, and it produces 2 types of things. One is like the wither prediction that we want to process, and that'll pull it in and then send it into these. But it will also produce the generalized, these things here, generalized overworld prediction and generalized ender prediction. So we don't want these sending into here, these just get sent back to the A2 system. So that's why I've got 2 distributor modules here. One whitelists the generalized ones and sends them into the interface, and the other one blacklists the generalized ones and sends them into one of these. These are one-to-one, which I do normally do. I normally have one of these assigned to each one, but what I've done this time is it just pulls in anything that's produced in these, and then it'll send it to any of these that are available. And then the top one obviously just pulls everything back in, so like the nether stars and the phantom membranes, and sends it back into the interface. So that's it, that's all done as well, and I'm going to get this used today. I do have another data model here, and that's because I want to get a warden in here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I need a warden tendril for what I'm going to be working on today. And what we're working on today is the enchanting. So I did have my enchanting table down there, but I've moved it all over here now, and all the stuff I had in my starter house, like the reforging table and the salvaging table and all this stuff. So we now have access to everything enchanting wise, and this is what I'm going to be upgrading today. So I'm going to get into some apotheosis enchanting, but then I also want to do, if you have a look at the quest, I want to do a bit more of the apotheosis gear as well. So we need to get the better reforging table, and then we're also going to do the augmenting table as well, and just basically try and max out our gear as much as possible. So the only other thing I did between episodes was I've added another spawner in here, and you'll see what that is because of the slime. So when I was crafting all of those modular routers, the puller upgrades, you need sticky pistons, and I didn't have any slime at all. So with those spawners now, close to 200,000, so not bad. So now we need to get on with doing a bit of this enchanting, don't we? So I always found that the quests are really good to follow to do this, and it even tells you the setups that you need. So let's have a look at the basics. So with apotheosis, you'll see all these attributes in the enchanting tables. We have Eterna, Quanta, and Arcana, and by adding different bookshelves around this, we can get different things. So at the moment, as you know in vanilla, these will enchant up to level 30, but if we go for a max level setup, we can get that up to level 100 and get some really crazy enchants, and we can also specify which enchants we want and filter out all the ones that we don't want. So it's a really powerful setup once we get this going. So let's get started and see what the first step is. So I will have some of these quests done, but that's just doing the basics really. So what we want is apothic enchanting. So we've done the basic enchanting table, and there's two routes you can take. You can go the seashells, or you can do the hell shells, and I always do the hell shells because normally when you're in a normal overworld, it's easier to just get hold of nether brick than it is prismarine. So I'm going to go for the hell shells. We're going to get 11 of these for this quest, and then that will improve our existing enchanting setup. So for these, pretty easy. Nether bricks, blaze rods, and normal bookshelves, which we have tons of all those, but we also need to do potions of regeneration, don't we? So yeah, I completely forgot about this, but I do have tons of gas tiers, so I'm not going to do anything fancy with this. I'm just going to get some normal brewing stands. I don't know if I've got any actually. No, I haven't. So let's just craft up a couple of these, and we can get that going. What should we do? Let's do 8. I'll grab some water bottles. I should probably do with a sink around here, couldn't I? So I'll get this basic bit set up. All I'm going to do is just do some normal vanilla regeneration potions, and then we can get on with crafting the hell shells. Right, so a short time later, I've had these 8 brewing stands running, and I've done 3 batches in each, which has given me, I believe, 72 regeneration potions. Yeah, so we don't need tons of these. I think it's 11 we need to do initially, because we do get some of them free from the quest. So that's why it's important to follow the quest, because you do get quite a lot of stuff, so you'd have to go through the whole thing. So let's have a look at these hell shells. So we need to do 11 of these, and I should have all of this now. I'm not 100% on the bookshelves, but let's give it a go anyway. So let's try and get 11 of these. There we go. And we should now, from the quest, to get another 5. Yes. Right, so let's have that. Got 16 of those now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of these for the minute. I may need them again at some point, but oh, that was bad. I didn't mean to do that. This thing is way too fast. Yeah, alright, we'll fix that in a minute. Right, so what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put 15 of them around here, and then we're going to turn the other one into the infused hell shelf. So, stick you there. Right, so 15 like that. So now, if I put this in here, this now goes up to level 45, and this is the exact level we need to turn the hell shelf into this thing, the infused hell shelf. I'm going to need to do some more of these, but if you have a look at the quest, we don't need to do the whole lot. We need to do 8 of them, and we'll get 4 free from the quest, and 12 is the exact number we need. So let's get the rest of these done. There's a couple more of these all, so I'll have those, because I think we can swap these ones out for these, and then the normal ones we can turn into infused ones and keep swapping them. So let's do that. Let's get a few of these on the go. Right, so that's 3. So let's see if this works. I just want to break one thing. Thank you. Put you down there. Let's see if this works. That's 47 now, but that's low X. That's good. Okay, so I'll get the rest of these done, and then we can move on to the next bit. Also, fix this. Right, so I've been swapping those, and I think I've done 12 now. So let's just vein man this. I'm going to use my pickaxe, because funnily enough, this isn't as good as my shovel. So let's grab that. That should be 12. Oh, I only need to do 8, didn't I? Right, so I've got it. Right, I didn't even see that quest come up. Okay, let's get that. And then the next one is the glowing hell shells. So this is nice and simple. Just take our 12 infused hell shells, surround it with glowstone, and we get the glowing hell shell. So that's the nice and easy bit. So is there any? These are all the normal ones, are they? Right. So I don't need to do all those. Let's just do the glowing. Let's do 12 of those. Right. So stick you in there. Let's get 12 of these. Let's just double check the craft again. Oh, yeah, I do actually need to do 12 this time. Okay. Right. So that's 12 of those. Now with these, I get the dormant deep shelf. And this is the next stage. So that is basically all of the hell shelf stuff done now. We now need to move on to the deep shelf. And this is where it can get a little bit tricky. So we need to do level 60 infusion to turn the dormant deep shelf into the deep shelf, which is nice and easy. But then beyond that, it gets a little bit crazy because we need to do the echoing one. So that's alright. Echo shards and candles, normally quite tricky. You need to go to the ancient city to do that. But as we're sitting for everything, that's not a problem. The next bit though is the tricky bit. So here we need a warden tendril, and we get this from killing the warden. But as I mentioned earlier, I want to get this into hostile neural network loop fabricator so we can get the warden tendril automatically from that. So I will be summoning a warden in a minute, or a few, so I can get the data model done. But I think if we go another way, can we do this? I think we need to do, yeah, warden tendril both ways before we can do the infused dragon's breath. So, right, anyway, let's get these back down and we can start turning these into the deep shells. So I'm not sure if this is exactly right. Well, let's just stick these down. Don't know if that's going to be level 60. It's because I got, yeah, it is level 60. But the infusion criteria not met. So this is where it gets a bit more specific. So if we have a look at this, the usage of this, for these, it's at least 60 for that, so that's fine. At least 40, and then at least 40 for the arcana. So we need more arcana, and I believe the glowing hell shells is what does that. So if we just take out all of these normal hell shells and replace those with the glowing hell shelf, that does it now. So now that is level 60, and we can infuse those into the deep shelf. So let's do that with the 3 that we've got. Okay, so I may need to do a few more of these, I think. Or do I? I just need to do one of those for this quest, so I get another 2 there, brilliant. And then from that I can go either way with these. So I think, let's just have a look at what we're going to be doing. So down here it tells us what the best final enchanting setup is. So it's right, so it's saying that it went to do 5 of each. So we are going to need to go both ways of this, but let's just do this first. So for the soul touched, that's nice and simple, but we are going to need to do a few more of these. So we'll just craft up these. These cracked deep slate tiles and books, so we should be able to do that, shouldn't we? I'll probably need to get the cracked deep slate. So do we have deep slate tiles? I'll build a lot out of this, so we should have tons of this. So I think if we just smelt this, that'll turn into the cracked toilet. Alright, so you go in there. Let's get a few books as well. And then with those, we can craft the dormant deep shelf. Should we go 10? Well, I don't think we need that many, because we've already got 5. I think we're going to need 10 altogether, don't we? So let's just do them anyway. So just a case of going through all these, turn them into the deep shelf. We need more lapis as well. That one, and finally that one. Right, so we now have 15 of the deep shells. So with these, I want to craft it. Let's see, we've got any soul lanterns. 5 of those. Right, so now we've got those. That one's ticked off, soul touch deep shelf. The next one we need to do is the echoing deep shelf, and the reason we're doing both is so we can do this. So there is a bit that we've missed as well. So it's saying to do the dragon's breath. This is the next level of infusing. We need level 80, but so we need 4 of the echoing skull shells, 4 of the soul touch skull shells, and 6 geode encased bookshells of stability. So that is these things here. But to do this, the recipe for this needs a budding amethyst. So there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can actually do a block casting like we did for the rest of the geodes, but there's also a way of infusing as well. So this is just a level 61, and if we have a look at this in here, it does tell us how to do it. So we just need 15 of the glowing hell shells, which I've done now. I've done 15 of those and I've got all those down, and also craft 4 melon shells, which I have just done. So I've got 6 blocks of amethyst on me, so that should actually be it. So we just put these down here, like that. Should now be able to do this. Yeah, there we go. So just turn all of these into budding amethyst. So I mean, yeah, I should be able to craft these now. So let's stick those in there and get 6 of those. So now, once we get the rest of these done, we should have enough to do it. So that's that one, ticks off the list. Nice. So for this, we need to get the echoing skull shells and the soul touch skull shells. So that is the next level up of these. So the next thing I can do is these. I can do 4 of these, but I then need to turn it into this one and also into this one. And for both of these, we need the warden tendril, so that means killing a warden. So I'll just get these ones done. I can do that because it's just crafting. So I do need some candles, but because we've done the bees already, got tons of wax, so I can get, let's just get a stack of those or 2. And then with deep shelf, other than that one, so I need to get 5 of these. So let's just stick you in there. I get 5 of those. Right, so that's both of those done. So now it's time for the Warden, isn't it? But I think instead of doing that and going straight into the Warden, I would like a bit of an upgrade first. So my gear is okay. Unobtainium is pretty good, but the enchantments aren't great, which is what we're working on anyway. But also the attributes we've got on here are great either. And that's because we've only used the simple reforging table so far. So with this can go up to the rare level, which is why I've got the luminous crystal shards in there. But we want to go up to the mythic level, don't we? So we need to pick this up, and we can now craft this into the next level. So this is arcane sands, netherite, and nether bricks, and that means we can turn into this one. And that means we can use the Godforged pearls, which we've got 6,000 of now, which is great. Put that down there, and then with the Sigil of Rebirth, we can put these into here and get much better effects. So I'm not going to do a pickaxe. What I actually want to do is all of my armor. But before we do that, you can see I've got gems in here at the minute, and they're not great ones, but I do have a ton of perfect gems because this mob farm has been running for a long time, and I have been throwing away all the gems apart from the perfect ones. So I'm going to take all of these out of my armor and put the perfect ones in instead, and that should help a great deal. So how do we take out the gems? Well, what we need is the Sigil of Withdrawal, and I already have a few of them crafted here. So let's do this, and we'll put this into the smithing table. So just take off all the armor. I'm going to lose all my hearts now, so put that in there. And if we put, let's start with the helmet, put a Sigil of Withdrawal in there. And now I don't have any gems on me, but if I take this out of here, I've only got 1 in there. So if I take that out, that is the gem of the royal family. So this isn't the perfect version of this. So we're going to get the perfect one and put that in there. But before we do that, I'm going to put that into here and re-roll what we get from this. So at the minute, it does projectile damage reduced by 20% and ignores 14% durability. So let's have a look what else we can get. So inflict blindness when attacked, lightning damage reduced, magic damage reduced, and ignores 50% durability. So that's not great. There's a lot about lightning and magic here, isn't there? Yeah. Tell you what, instead of doing that, let's do the boots. So I think one of them, yeah, this one's already epic. So I'll probably leave those as they are. And I think that is a perfect gem in there as well. But we might be able to upgrade it. So let's just put them back on for now. And then we'll go with the boots. Right, I need more sigils for this. But let's just see what there is. Fall damage and magic damage. These are pretty terrible. These are they? Gain resistance when attacked. Bursting vitality. That probably means I do more damage. I don't know. But physical damage reduced as well. So I think with the higher levels of that, explosive damage reduced, and that again instant health on that one. I think the middle one is going to be the best for that, isn't it? Because the physical damage is pretty much the same. Oh, the explosive damage would be good though. Not sure about that. Alright, let's have a look at the leggings. Right, so not 100% sure on these. But anyway, let's get all these gems out. So let's have you and the boots as well. And the leggings are already okay, are they? So I'll leave that as it is. So I need some more sigils of rebirth. So we should be able to do plenty of those. Yeah, let's have those. Over a stack, that'll do. Okay, so I'll stick those in there. And what was going to do? Chest plate, wasn't I? Gaining resistance will be good though. I think I'm going to go for this one. And there's 2 empty sockets there as well. I didn't actually look at the sockets on those. Right, I've already got 3 sockets on that, so that would be nice if I could get that again. They're all 3 sockets, that's good. So what we've got this time. Speed 2 when attacked. All lightning damaging in it. Helmet, come on, give me some good. Right, the attributes aren't great on this, but this one gives us max health, and we can upgrade that, which we'll do in a minute. So let's take that one, and then for the boots, let's just have a look for max health again. The attributes at the top, not that bothered really. Yeah, so max health there, let's have that. Right, so these are all now mythic. So just need to get some gems to put in there, and then we should be pretty good on gear. But the other thing I was talking about, if we have a look, let's have a look in the quest, is in apotheosis gear. We've done this one now, so let's grab those. And it's this thing, the augmenting table. So what we can do with the attributes that we've got in here. So if we look at the boots, it says at the bottom, when on feet, plus 8 armor, plus 19.25 arm toughness, and a few other things. With each of those, we can upgrade them to whatever the max level is. And we do that in the augmenting table. So let's try and craft one of those. I think these are Godforged pearls again. So let's grab, what's that? Polished blackstone. Okay, so let's grab this thing. If we put that down there, if we put this in here, I think I need Godforged pearls in there again. So let's stick those. No. Oh, no, it's the augmenting thing, isn't it? So we need a sigil of enhancement and use Godforged pearls to craft these. But it's only 1 to 4 of them, so that's not bad. So let's just get a few of those. Right, 60. I should more than do it. So I'll stick you in there with that. And if you look at the max health, this goes up to 8. So we're not far off there. So if we do that, those are now plus 8. So we can have a look at the other things that we've already got in here. That gives us plus 31% knockback resistance, but we can upgrade that to 35 as well. Oh no, but oh god, we need a lot of levels for that. 225 levels to do that. maybe not just yet then. And max health again with this. Won't upgrade that, but oh god, that's a lot of levels, isn't it? Right, we should be able to do it though. Should have plenty of levels in here. So let's go helmet. And that's 7.5 now, but I'd need to go, yeah, tell you what, let's just say that. So those are both maxed out. And what about these? Yeah, I can do these as well. More levels. So those, and do that. Right, that's much better. So we have at least 7 on 3 of those now. So that should give us plenty of extra hearts. But we can also put the gems in there to upgrade that even further. So let's go get some of our perfect gems. So it's these ones with the max health, and you can put these in the leggings and in the chest plate. So if we get 2 of those, I think I've already got them in the leggings, haven't I? Yeah. So let's get rid of that. And we'll put this one in the chest plate as well. So I've got you and you. I'll put that in there. We also have the one that does the plus 35% max health, so we'll put that in the chest plate as well, because we have another slot in there. And then we also want the perfect gem of the royal family, and this is 15% to all stats. So I'll have that. And the other one that I already had in was it that for speed? I'll put that in the boots guy. So there might be a couple of other things I can do as well. Oh, look at that, boots plus 40% max health. So have you. Right, so I'll just go for this for now. It won't be my final setup, but I think it should be good enough to take on the warden. So let's go helmet and that. No, don't do that. That would be really bad if I did that. You and you. So that's 15% to all stats. In here, we want this thing plus 35% max health. And then for the boots, this one we want it 40% max health. And then this one for speed. Leggings are already done, so now if we stick all this on, should be a lot better. So I'm going to need to eat a lot, but I should have more hearts than I did before, because I think I was in the light blue before, wasn't I? Yeah, so I was gone past that. And now we're in the purple. And then pink. Oh, this is going way up higher, and then we're back into the red again. And then, alright, that is much higher than I had before. Don't even know how many rows that is. That's brilliant. Okay, so I think now we just need to get a shrieker, don't we? And try and summon a warden. So let's grab that. And then we need this thing that's called core. So we'll do a few of these. Oh no, if I can just keep resummoning the warden if I have one. Yeah, let's go with that. Right, let's go get set up somewhere and we'll go try and kill the warden. Right, so I'm up on top of my tower now, and I've got my Skulk Shrieker in the middle here, so I think this is as good a place as any, isn't it? But before I do that, I did actually upgrade my sword and bow as well, because I completely forgot to do it. I was just concentrating on the armour and the max health. So what I've done here, I've got this will do sundering, and I believe that's like the opposite of resistance. Loot Pinata, and anything below 21% will be executed. And I've also put some gems in there as well, so plus 70% crit damage, plus 50% attack speed, and plus 4 levels to existing sharpness. And I already had 7, so that is now 11, so that's great. And then on this one, I've got power 15, which I already had, but I've put some gems in there as well, so 55% arrow damage, plus 40% protection shred, but minus 65% draw speed, so that's really good, and then plus 55% arrow velocity. So yeah, I think we're way over prepared for this, aren't we? And I've also got some emerald apples as well, which gives me all these buffs, so I think it should be alright. And do I have my model frame, mate? There we go. So I just need to jump around this now, and get a warden spawning, and hopefully it shouldn't take too long to kill. I think I need to kill 5 of them, don't I? So that's 3 now. There we go. Right, so let's wait for him to spawn. Alright. Get that. Oh, and I need my... Hang on. Right, you can't see me. Okay. Let's get my... D-planet. Put that in there. I might as well put this... in here so we know what's going on. Oh, we need to kill 6 of them. That's even worse, isn't it? Right, let's see what this does. Missed. Oh, you're going down easy. That was way easier than I thought. Right, okay. So, got one there, so I need to do that another 5 times. That's going to be fun, isn't it? I'm thinking I don't need the Skull Core again. This should just generate them now. There. Oh, yeah. This is easy. Right, so I'll get the rest of these killed. And then we can get on with the last bit of the enchanting setup. Okay, so that's 6 wardens killed, and I got 8 warden tendrils and 6 skull catalysts. So these are the 2 things that I need to craft the next thing, but before we do that, I might as well get this in here. So if we put the warden data model, it's basic at the minute, so it's going to take a long time before it starts generating anything, but we should be good. So I think this is already set up and should work, but we will need to set all these to say which drop that we want. So if we have a look, this will do the warden prediction. And with this, we can get 3 different things. So, Echo Shards I've got tons of, don't need that. But we want the Warden Tendrils and we want the Skull Catalyst. We can leave that to do its thing, and I should have enough here, as I say, to do what I need to do now. Right, so let's go on with the next bit of this. So, if we have a look in the quest again, we need to do 4 of the Soul Touch Skull Shelf and 4 of the Echoing Skull Shelf. And that's going to allow us to do the Infused Dragon's Breath. And then after that, we're doing the End Shells, and I do need a Dragon Head for that. And I didn't have any, so I have just been to the end, and I've just got 1 from a ship. So let's get on with doing these deep shelves. So I've got 5 of each here. I'll turn 4 of these into the echoing ones, and then 4 of these as well. So let's have that. And then I've also got the calcite ones as well, haven't I? So let's get those. So now I should be able to break up all these. Is this Soul Touch? It is. Grab all those and try not to break the wall. Oh, that's pickaxe. Okay, so now if we put these down, we should be able to do the infusing for the Dragon's Breath. So I'll have those, and then you. So let's get some Dragon's Breath, and we have 2,000 there. So let's put you in there, and that is now level 80 infusion. So we can do that, and for each one of those, we'll get 3 of these. And for our final setup, as it says in the guide, we only need 1 Draconic End Shelf, and that is crafted from 1 End Shelf, which is just 1 Infused Dragon's Breath. So we don't need to do any more than that. That is done. So we can grab the rewards from this, a couple more tendrils. And while I was in the end as well, I did get the data model for a shulker, and I've got that set up now. So if we just have a look at the shulk shells, I've got these coming in automatically, so that's great. Alright, so we can put those away, don't need those. Alright, so let's have a look at our final setup then. So we've got that, and we'll get a few more from that anyway. Right, so now I think we can craft the Draconic End Shelf. So, End Shelf first, and that just means Endstone bricks. So let's get you. And then finally the Draconic End Shelf. I didn't put that in my inventory, did I? Alright, let's do that again. So let's have you. And that means we've got the Draconic End Shelf. And then we can also craft this, the pearlescent End Shelf. Oh, have I not got any end rods really? That's alright. Easy to craft. So then let's get you. That should be pretty much it. So we just need to do Deep Shelf of Arcane Treasures. So if we just grab one of these, I think that should be it now, shouldn't it? So we've got, oh, so we need to get 5 of those. So we can do that. That's no problem. So let's just claim all these. That's another dragon head. Oh, so I didn't need to go get the dragon head, did I? I always do this. So if I crafted the basic one, it'd give me that. And then I could have crafted it into this one. Never mind. I will learn to do that one day, but today is not that day. Right, so I need to do 1 more each of these dice. So let's get, so 1 more of those. And 1 more of those. Now, is it going to count them? Because I put them down, didn't I? So yeah, I need to pick them up again. Right, that's all that done. So in this one, grab all that. And now I can get rid of these as well, because I think I only need 1 of these. So let's do that. And then if we put these down, that one, and it was a Draconic End Shelf, wasn't it? So stick you there. I believe that should be level 100 enchanting. So let's have a look, see if we've got any swords or anything. Let's have that. Stick you in there, and that is now level 100. And look at that. That is what you get on it, which is absolutely crazy. I feel like I should redo one of mine, but let's just do that, and we can take the enchants off, can't we? So I think we'll probably do that next as well. So let's put some stuff away. Yeah, that's pretty good, that. Right, so to take the enchants off, what I normally do is use this thing. So we throw a lot of books on top of this obsidian with the item we want to enchant, and then if you drop an anvil on it, it will put all of those enchants onto the books. But we don't want to be doing that. That's a really boring way of doing it. So what we're going to do instead is use industrial foregoing, and I believe I have the recipe up here, and I've had it here for ages. I'm going to use the enchantment extractor, and I've already got everything that I need for that. So let's grab that, and I can probably do some kind of automated thing down here. So let's get a gate and get this powered. Put it on the front, because I'm going to want to supply this with books, aren't I? So let's just do it manually for now. Let's get a stack of those, stick you in there, and then I'm not sure what add-ons I can use in here. But let's get some of speed tier 3. Oh, can we do that? And then if we put that sword in there, that'll now start taking those books out onto these ones, and they'll go. And then the unenchanted item ends up in the top. So we can just keep enchanting that if we just want sword enchants. And then we can take all of these off. And hopefully it'll do the cases as well, because that would be annoying. Oh, it didn't take the case off. Right. How do I do that? I'm pretty sure you can do that. So that item is basically dead for enchanting now, so I can't do that anymore. But I think there is a way of getting rid of the case enchants. I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. So what we can do instead, if we have a look at the quest again for the apothic enchanting, there is this thing down here called remove enchantments from pulls. So this is like a bookshelf. You put it down, and you can put books in it that you don't want to be added to your enchanted item. So we could put the cases in there. If we have the books with the case on, put that in there, and just crafting this gives you these two. So that's clearly what this is for, and that means when you enchant, you will get these on. So I think we're going to have to do this out. So I need to go through this a little bit. Luckily I've got tons of prismarine, so that's not a problem, but I need to do this level infusion again. But that's alright, because I still have the hell shelves, so I can get these set back up, and I think I've got another enchanting table as well. So let's get, or did I put that somewhere? Might just steal that one and put this somewhere else, but we're definitely going to do that. But I also want to do something called the Library of Alexandria, and this is somewhere you can put all of your books, and it basically just stacks them all together, and you can just come along and get whichever one you need. So to do this, this is level 100 infusion, and the item you need to infuse is the enchantment library, and this is just a craft. So it's just some of the hell shells, or deep shells, or the seashells, up to you, 4 ender chests, and an enchanting table. So that's a pretty easy thing to do, isn't it? So do we have any of it? No ender chests, sorry. So it's 3 of those. And alright, I've already got those. So let's get another enchanting table. Let's get 2 actually. I'll have 1 of those. And then we can now craft that. I'm just going to use... Do I need these? No, I don't think so. So let's take that. And can I just put that in here? Will I... No, not you. Will I do it? Right, so for this, craft area isn't right. So what we need is to make sure the quantity, so these two are maxed out, and the quantity has to be between 45 and 50%. And at the minute, it's at 100%. So that's not good, is it? So what have we got that's increasing the quantity, and can we get rid of it? Right, so a lot of these add the quantity, don't they? So what we can do, if we search up quantity, we'll look at ones that take it down. So what am I at the minute? I'm at 100. So if I get 5 melon shells, I think that should work. So I think I've got 4 of them. So if I can do another one, let's see if that works. Not 100% sure if this will work, but let's try it anyway. Stick you in there. Oh, and that's 60. Let's try. If we take this out, I'm not sure if this will reduce everything else as well. Oh, that's 95 on Arcana now. But the quantity's right. So what can I do for Arcana? Alright, actually, let's pull that back down. We'll take out one of the soul touch ones, because that's only 10%. So what's that now? Right, quantity's 45. Yeah, that's right. That'll do it. So let's put the enchantment library in there, and now that works. That is exactly what it needs. So let's grab that, and then we can put that one back down, and we're back to where we were. So we now have our Library of Alexandria. So what we're going to do with this, put this. I'm not going to leave everything here. I will do a better setup for this, but basically we can put our enchanted items in here, and then you can send the books directly into here. So what we can do with these, if we just click them all in, this now has all these books in here. And one of the great things about this is you can filter it by putting an item in. So if we just click that into there, this will now only show books that will go on a sword. Now, that is all we have in there at the minute, because these are all from the swords. But if we just have a look, have I got any books in here? I've got tons, haven't I? So let's grab all these out here. We don't need to take up space in my E2 system now. These can go in the library. So let's stick all you in here. So I've got fortune on there. So if we put the sword in, fortune disappears because that got on the sword. Nice. Alright, so I'll stick all those in there, and apparently that is all the enchanted books I've got. Okay, right, so I just need to get this infusing setup done, don't I? And then I can get, so we need to get some infused seashells, and then we can craft that into the Seashelf of aquatic filtration. So let's get this set up. Right, so a bit of a temporary setup here, but I've got everything I need now. So I've crafted these seashells, and this is just water bottle, pufferfish, normal shelf, and then just 6 prismarine bricks. So nice and simple. So we'll stick these in here, and I have done the next level up of infusion, but it still works. So we can do all of these into the infused version, like that. I'm not sure what the quest is for this. Oh yeah, this is to do 11, isn't it? But I don't want to do that. And then I'm going to do this one. Oh, I only need 2 of those. Why did I think I needed 4? Anyway, let's get some prismarine, and then we can craft that into the Seashelf of aquatic filtration. And then from... Oh no, I'm not going to get the books, am I? Because I haven't done these quests. Right, I'm going to have to do a few of these. So let's get the seashells. Oh no, I'm out of pufferfish. Oh, this is turning into a bit of a... Right, I'm really going to have to put these down, aren't I? Oh, this is annoying. Let's do it in the river. Oh, soon to be a river. So let's get you. Yeah, go it. And how many did I get from that? If it's more than one, that'd be good. Where'd you go? Is that right? We've got 5. I don't think that's enough, is it? Oh, that's annoying. Right, so that's 7. And I did already do 4 before, but it's not going to count that, is it? Oh, that's really annoying. Right, does the anvil method work? Let's try that. Right, so you go on there with you. That does work. Yes, brilliant. Right, that's very handy. So let's put this down. And what we're going to do is put this on here. I don't need the mills and all that. Right, let's get rid of those. And then we'll put that one there. And then we can put the Curse of Vanishing in there. And that means that I will never get Curse of Vanishing when I enchant something in here. So there is still a chance of getting Curse of Binding. And I need to get that other book. But that means getting some more pufferfish so I can get more of these. And that gets through that quest. Which is really annoying. Let's just see. Is there an easy way of getting pufferfish? I could do the fisher, couldn't I? Oh, water bee producing them. That might be worth doing. Oh, right. Didn't know that. Let's have those. Right, so let's get some more of these. So another 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3. That's 11. So that's that quest done. And then that one. Oh, I need to do 8 of those. Right, okay. So I need to do another 4 of these in here. Hopefully it'll count the ones I've already crafted in to the next one. That should be it, because I only used 2 of them. Alright, okay. Right, so that's that done. And we now have that. So we can get these books. Claim that as well. Got a ton of seashells now that I don't need. Right, so now, Curse of, where is it? Curse of Binding. Put that into that. No, Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. Right, so I've got both those in there. So now we can enchant this and we'll never get those curses, which is great. So I can just keep doing this and then putting it into here. And if we just put a pipe on there, it can take those directly out. So I'll have you, and you. So you go like that. And yeah, as I said, I will put this somewhere better and have this auto stocked. But we'll just go like that for now. And then we'll put that into there. That should just take those directly out into here. And then we're left with our sword again to re-enchant. So I'm not just going to do this with the sword. I'm going to use pickaxes and armor and try and get some better stuff. And then that means I can upgrade all of the enchantments I've got on here. Because some of them are okay, but a lot of them are really not. I think the pants are the only ones that are any good. And then I can got like protection 4 on there. But I think this goes up to like 10. Protection 10. So definitely want to get this upgraded. Because we're going to have to do the Chaos Guardian fight soon. And I'm not looking forward to that. But it doesn't matter what armor you've got for that, really. You're going to die, whatever you do. So anyway, I think that is where I'm going to leave it. This is where I wanted to get this level 100 enchanting. And I also wanted to get the Library of Alexandria. And now that's sorted, I can just get on with it. So, 2 episodes, I'll do loads of enchanting, try and get some decent enchants going, and get those onto my gear. And then next time, we can maybe take on something a bit scary. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.